Hello YouTubers, it's Mike. I'll be making a video tonight on making a penny stove. For making a penny stove, it's actually really easy. What you need is you need a phone book, you need a utility blade. You can get a utility blade at the dollar store or a hardware store for fairly cheap. And you can do a lot of penny stoves using just one utility blade. You'll need a phone book and you'll need a thumbtack. Now preferably you'd want to use one that you can push, and that's going to become important later. And you'll need a penny, and I just realized I forgot to go and grab myself a penny. So I'm gonna stop this and come back in a second with a penny. Okay, so I went and grabbed some pennies. I forgot pennies earlier. Now what you want to do? Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Okay, so that should be zoomed. Hopefully this will be inside the frame. So what you want to do is you want to measure, and this is approximate, and the reason why I like to keep making this approximate is that if you're in a pinch, then you don't have to have exact measure. Now the one thing that is important is that you want to keep the height of both sides of your penny stove the same. So what you want to do is you want to cut two cans. You want to cut them in half. Not in half, but you want to cut them about an inch and a half from the bottom. So in order to achieve that, you find the appropriate height in the phone book, and once you have the appropriate height, okay, so once you've got the appropriate height, now I'm working with my left hand here, which is not common for me to do. I want a bit higher than that. It's too high. Now the problem with the height is if the stove is too tall, you won't have a good flame. And there, that should do. Now what you want to do is hold with one finger the blade and go around in a circle. When you cut in a circle, you just rotate the can, and rotating the can will create a notch in it. So after a while you'll have a notch, and then when it starts poking out, what you want to do is you want to take your finger and go around the notch. Like so. Then you should follow the notch. If it doesn't follow the notch, just grab the can and keep on making a notch with the blade. Now I haven't done one in a while, so I'm not as fast as I was around Christmas time. When you first start making these, make sure you got a lot of cans on hand so you can practice. because you're not going to be perfect at first. Okay, so now I've got my two halves. Right, they're roughly the same height. If one is taller than the other one, because it can happen sometimes, you want to make sure that the one that's slightly taller goes on the top. That way you won't be stuck with a very sharp ledge there. So now what you want to do, you'll have burrs left. You want to try to make sure that the one that's going to be the bottom, you use another can. And you press the can down, and this widens it a little bit, and it does help a little bit when you put the other can in. So the tricky part is to get the two cans together. I usually bend the side of the can a little bit. It's not a big deal. Stove will still work. Okay, and now once you've got them inside, don't want to press too much on one side because the can's going to split. So I like to tap slightly. While trying to make sure that no. Now, I have yet to make one that doesn't split, so if you are successful in making one that doesn't, it's, well, for the best, because that's what you want. Maybe I'm not going slow enough. Okay, now that you've got this one here is a little tall. Probably preferably go a little bit lower. You'll see why in a few minutes. So if you got one that's split like that, just take another can, start over. Now I'm not going to, because this is just a demonstration. I'm not actually going to use it to cook. Now you start poking holes. You start poking jet holes around. Okay, and what you want to do is you take the thumbtack and you make the holes fair size. You want them to be big enough. Every inch. I like to put a hole every inches, or every inch, so that some people say it's critical where you put the holes. I'm saying try to make them even. It doesn't have to be pretty. It's something that you're using in emergency. This is a penny stove. That's basically what this is.